The Black Titans, Part 1, Audio Edition. This adventurous comic book story introduces two Black Titans, i.e., Pann and Pagan. They met each other on an unknown island and fell deeply in love. Pann and Pagan became the parents of the elite magical warriors known as the Black Titans. Don't forget to grab your favorite reading snacks and read as you listen to The Black Titans, Part 1, Audio Edition. Enjoy the video. History, Planet Earth. Pann and Pagan were amongst the very few humans who walked the lands on planet Earth. Pann learned of another powerful magician from his magical hummingbird called Scout. Back from his journeys, Scout chiseled a fantastic picture onto the stone tablet held by Pann. In total disbelief, Pann gazed at the detailed picture of Pagan as she performed magic in the center of an enormous crowd. For 3 days and 3 nights, Pann carried an insatiable lust to meet Pagan. After careful preparations, Pann traveled far away to meet Pagan. With guidance from Scout, Pann arrived on a large island. Unknown Island. "What is the name of this island?" asked Pann. "This island is unknown to others, and it has no name," responded the teen magician. "It's fantastic," said Pann. "Oh really?" said Pagan as she nicely tapped Pann on his shoulder. "Simply divine," said Pann as he seductively gazed up and down at Pagan. "Hey, this handsome traveler thinks this unknown island is fantastic," shouted Pagan. The enormous crowd of magicians all cheered and applauded. "Welcome," said Pagan with a sexy smirk on her face. "Honored," said Pann. "I'm Pagan," said Pagan. "My name is Pann," said Pann. "Would you like a bath?" asked Pagan as she gestured toward the public bath. "Why certainly," said Pann. "Public bath/bathing area. So, your hummingbird guided you here," said Pagan as she seductively rubbed Pann's back with a soapy sponge. "His name is Scout," said Pann. "Is Scout your only companion?" asked Pagan. "For now, at least," said Pann with a cheeky grin on his face. "You promised no funny business on the way over," whispered Pagan into Pann's ear. "I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you clearly because of the bath water," said Pann. "You promised no," shouted Pagan. Suddenly, Pann pulled Pagan into the bath. "As you were saying," said Pann with a sexy smile on his face. Pagan passionately kissed Pann. "On the way over, you mentioned that you hate getting your hair wet whenever you bathe. Thus, you've always washed your hair separately," said Pann. "That was on the way over, this is now," said Pagan as she passionately kissed Pann again. As the two magicians shared a romantic kiss inside the bath, a small crowd of teenage magicians giggled and laughed. "My tent is tranquil and it isn't far away," said Pagan in a seductive voice. "Happy Monday," said Pann with a huge smile on his face as he waved goodbye to the teens, yet the teens were totally confused. Pagan's tent/eating table. "Exactly, what sort of magic do you perform?" said Pann as he magically popped the cork on 2 small wine bottles. "I love children, dancing, and parties. With magic, I can create delicious foods that can feed many hungry stomachs," said Pagan as various foods magically appeared on the long table. "Wonderful. I was getting hungry," said Pann as he quickly filled his plate with spicy tuna sandwiches on toasted French bread. "Now it's your turn," said Pagan. "Magic helps me with my inventions," said Pann. "Oh, do tell," said Pagan as she curiously leaned forward. "I've always wanted to explore other lands," said Pann. "So, you conjured up a magical hummingbird," said Pagan. "He's my eyes and ears," said Pann as Scout landed on his shoulder. "He's simply adorable," said Pagan. "Indeed, he is," said Pann. Scout graciously bowed towards Pagan. "Let's go out and have some fun," said Pagan. "You can show me around the unknown island," said Pann. "Precisely," said Pagan. Unknown Island. "How did you find us?" asked an older gentleman. "Scout led the way," said Pann. "He's a magical hummingbird," said Pagan. Suddenly, a young man, totally out of breath, ran up, and he handed Pagan a fancy invitation. "The gods and goddesses invite you to lend your magical hands to help with the building of their magical palace up high on top of Mount Olympus," said Pagan.
Off we go then, said Pann as he playfully grabbed Pagan's hand.
Yes, said Pagan with the happiest smile on her face. The enormous crowd of magical folk joyously ran off behind Pann and Pagan. Mount Olympus. Lovely to meet you, Pagan, said Hera. Likewise, said Pagan. You and I share a fascination with outer space, said Zeus as he magically opened a portal up in the sky. Magnificent, said Pann. Moments later, as everyone adored the portal, a black spacecraft called the Phoryn X-22 came through the portal. Inside the spacecraft were 3 Greynot aliens named Void, Nocti, and Rossi. They were peaceful aliens who happily offered their assistance with the construction of the Olympians' home on Mount Olympus. Zeus and Hera and Pann and Pagan quickly became great friends. They danced and partied as they enjoyed delicious food. Thus, they forgot all about the construction. However, the Greynots happily continued with the construction of the Olympians' home. During break time, the Greynots offered Pann and Pagan a tour of the Phoryn X-22. I added a Vanta black finish to the outside, said Void. I see, said Pagan. Rossi and I were literally mind-blown when we first saw the finish on it, said Nocti. I was like, this alien is multi-talented and crazy all at the same time, said Rossi. You want to go for a joyride in it? Asked Void. Sure thing, said Pann. Pann and Pagan received 45 seconds of flight training from Void, Nocti, and Rossi. Press your thumb here, said Void. Look into this, said Nocti. It recognizes hundreds of voices and accents, so it'll understand everything you say, said Rossi. You're totally all set, said Void. After flight training, Pann and Pagan along with the Greynots all went for a joyride in the Phoryn X-22. Earth/Pann, Pagan, and the Greynots/Phoryn X-22. Pann and Pagan effortlessly navigated the Phoryn X-22 while Void, Nocti, and Rossi held up their hands as if they were on an alien roller coaster ride. They all laughed and smiled during their joyride across the skies. Suddenly, they were attacked by a small fleet of magical insects. They're called diamond locusts, said Void. I know them well, said Pagan. Scout drew pictures of them, said Pann as he navigated the Phoryn X-22 towards the portal slightly above the amazing river. The diamond locusts flew closely behind them. They're following us, said Pann. You got this, said Void. Phoryn X-22/Pann, Pagan, and the Greynots/Outer Space. Pann navigated the spacecraft directly through the closing portal. Welcome to outer space, said Nocti. It's magnificent, said Pann. This feels like home, said Pagan. You're officially Phoryn X-22 certified, said Void. Now that's what I call a joyride, said Nocti. I'm like somewhere over the rainbow right now, said Rossi. Pann and Pagan along with the guidance of the Greynots all journeyed through outer space towards a round spacecraft that looked like a small planet. The spacecraft was called the Vanta sphere. That's our home, said Void. You're welcome to stay with us, said Nocti. Maybe you can prepare some of your delicious spicy tuna fish on toasted French bread, said Rossi. Oh, now I see, said Pagan with the biggest smile on her face. They've heard of your tuna sandwiches, whispered Pann. Pann and Pagan, along with the Greynots, all laughed and cheered as they flew toward the Vantasphere spacecraft. Vantasphere/area, Black Titan. The Greynots gave Pann and Pagan an enormous area of the Vantasphere. We don't use this area anymore, said Rossi. It's all yours, said Void. Thank you, said Pann. The Greynots nicely waved goodbye as they disappeared. The Black Titans, said Pagan. I love it, said Pann. It has a powerful ring to it, said Pagan. You know, it's almost as if we've purchased a new home together, said Pann with a seductive smile. True, said Pagan. Let's marry and have children, said Pann as he romantically pulled Pagan into his arms. I can't have children, said Pagan. We can use magic dust then, said Pann. Pagan and Pann passionately kissed. Earth/City of Trite. Days later, Pann gleefully returned to Earth in the Phoryn X-22 along with the Greynot Rossi. Your magic tracker brought me all the way here, said Pann. It's an unknown city, said Merlin Genesis. I see, said Pann. "What magic are you in need of?" asked Merlin. "I need magic dust," said Pann. "Why, that's an easy order to fill," said Merlin as he removed magic dust from his pocket. "Perfect," said Pann. "It's the same magic dust I used to create you," whispered Merlin. "I know," whispered Pann. Merlin stood with the most shocked look on his face. "Great seeing you again, Father," said Pann as he rushed off towards the Phoryn X-22. Vanta sphere/area, Black Titan. "Shape this in the form of a baby," said Pann as he gave the magic dust to Pagan. "I've not seen magic dust in years," said Pagan as she adored the new fancy bottle. For the next 3 hours, Pagan shaped a beautiful baby girl out of the magic dust. "I forgot to ask, exactly how did you get your hands on magic dust?" asked Pagan. "From Merlin Genesis, back on Earth," said Pann. "Merlin Genesis," said Pagan as she curiously gazed deep into Pann's eyes. "Magic dust is how Merlin created me," said Pann. "That explains why we have so much in common," said Pagan. "Wait, were you?" asked Pann as he curiously gazed deep into Pagan's eyes. "Merlin taught me how to wield magic dust," said Pagan. "Oh, I see," said Pann. "Our daughter is almost here," said Pagan as she finished the small details on the baby girl's left big toe. Afterwards, the baby girl came alive. "How adorable," said Pann. "Her name is Deity," said Pagan. "She's a member of the Black Titans," said Pann. "Our firstborn," said Pagan. By the end of 100 years, with the use of magic dust, Pann and Pagan created 4 more Black Titans. Their names were Megander, Fraternity, Esther, and the youngest was Dun. All the Black Titans matured/grew to their desired age. The Black Titans were a close family. However, they each had their own private sectors within area, Black Titan. Their private sectors were called Pann's Labyrinth, Pagan's Dance Party, Deity's Observatory, Megander's Think Tank, Fraternity's Secret Sector, Esther's Raid Room, and Dun's Magical Castle. The Black Titans, Part 2, Audio Edition, coming soon. Did you enjoy the video The Black Titans, Part 1, Audio Edition? I can't wait to read your fantastic comments in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and share this video on your social media. Clicking the bell notification icon keeps you up to date with my epic comic book content. A warm welcome goes out to all the new subscribers and watchers of my content. Thanks for watching.